I'm in a bit of shock this morning because Google have just rejected one of my ads purely because I wrote it in Irish. It's absolutely unbelievable. So shut the credit. Ní féidir fógraí a chur Google atá as Gaeilge. So Google are saying that they have a policy that prohibits, this is unbelievable, that prohibits advertising on Google in Irish. It's simply an unsupported language. We're talking about a company here that has a massive headquarters in Dublin, where Irish is the official language of the state. Seantanga ifigúil against it. But even that, it doesn't matter. It's a valid language that thousands and thousands of people speak. And it makes me wonder, what other languages does Google ban advertising in? So we have here the worst example of big tech suppressing the interests of the speakers of minority languages. It's just unbelievable. So let me rewind a bit and tell you what happened. Enjoy the scale. So as some of you might know, I'm going to be launching a new Irish online grammar checker called Gaelgram in a few weeks' time. And I thought it'd be a good idea to put a few ads up on Google to tell people that they could, where they could find it. So I'm happy to give Google money to advertise this new product that I'm launching. Particularly as, it doesn't show up on Google yet, it's brand new. So when you search for Gaelgram, you get, you don't get it. So I went into the Google advertising platform and started creating the ads. And fair enough, it says not many people are searching for Gaelgram yet, so you have to go broader with your keywords. So I did that. I went broader with my keywords, created English ads that shows when people search for the Irish language and Irish grammar and things like that. Sailed through the approval process. And then I created an Irish language ad, pretty much saying the same thing, just in Irish, just to appeal to people who search for Gaeilge, because they're obviously people who have an affinity for the language. And unbelievably, I got this rejection almost in return, saying it was in an unsupported language. And yeah, and specifically saying that they had detected it was in Irish and that Irish was an unsupported language. So I read the policy documents and I appealed the decision because I felt that if maybe the issue was that I was sending people to a website that was in Irish. I was sending them to gaelgram.ie that by default shows the Irish language version. So I changed the destination webpage, and they say that's one of the things that can fix this problem of unsupported languages. But then, just a couple of hours ago, my appeal was rejected. Dúiltíocht don achorgar inné agus tá mo fógra dúilt to her precious. So my ad has now been rejected or banned from Google because it's in Irish. So I'm actually almost speechless on this. I've taken a while to calm down before I recorded this message because it's just unbelievable what's happening here. And I don't know how long this has actually been a thing, but I just find it incredible that they're allowed function while actively banning advertising in one of the languages of the state that they're functioning in. I'm not aware of any other country that would allow this kind of ridiculous situation to continue, no matter how many tax dollars they contribute. Because Google has a great track record in doing things like an Irish language version of Gmail, for example. I remember I was a judge in the All Ireland Marketing Awards, and they came in and they presented, and they were very proud of people using their infamous 20% time to create the Irish language version of Gmail, and I was actually at the press event for it as well. So, fair play. That's all great, but to actually prevent people from advertising in their native language to other people who speak same native language is just incredible. So I'm going public on this. I'm calling them out. This is not okay, Google. I'm sorry if that triggers lots of devices all over all over the country, but this is not okay, Google. And they need to change this policy, and they really do need to change it quickly because I can't imagine what people will think when they hear this as well. So it's just an incredible situation. They're hoovering up millions and millions of Irish advertising euro, and they couldn't even be bothered hiring a couple of people with Irish to to check the ads. So they just leave Irish as an unsupported language, which is just the most offensive thing I've heard in a long time. And it makes actually a mockery of all their talk about diversity and inclusivity and all these other words they throw around, and other people are calling them out in much more serious situations. But, this is a big deal too. I'm a native Irish speaker. I'm someone who's, as a side project, trying to do a little bit of business in Irish, and not to be able to advertise in my language. Níl cadagum fógra a dhéanamh na hanga féin, just ní creidimh seo. So I'm going to call them out. I'm not going to stop here about this. This is going to go further, and I think Google needs to change its policy. This is not okay, Google. Níl sé seo ceart go leor. And just as a small signal, what I'm asking you to do, and this is a bit silly, but one of the reasons they won't let me advertise Gaelgram is they say no one's searching for those words, Gaelgram, Gaelgram. So just as a small signal, and I'm using that in a technical sense for the algorithm, but also for the humans working in Google. I'm asking everyone who's watching this video just to actually Google, search for that word Gaelgram, and that will at least enable me to advertise for people who are searching for Gaelgram. But in the meantime, I'm going public on this. I'm not happy. Níl mé sásta mí seo, tá mé mícheasta. And I think it's time to call Google out for this ridiculous situation, which is just not acceptable in this day and age for a company with that amount of money, that amount of resources, making those killer profits. Cai siad ahrú. Okay, Sinead, I'm going to go and just calm down now. But thanks for watching, and let's together take on big tech. Gurmagat, Slán.